Good morning and evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite middle-aged gaming show. Today, we are back with our co-hosts, Antoine, Adam, and myself. We are going to be talking about your upcoming, maybe entirely anticipated game. I know it's Antoine's Sniper Elite 5. And as usual, we're going to be talking about the games we are playing recently, where we are at them, whether you should buy them or shouldn't buy them, or our expectations after 10 hours or 15 hours, or how we're feeling about that. So, and as usual, today we are going to start off with Antoine first. Antoine, what have you been playing? How are you feeling?
Hello, everyone, and good evening. Not surprisingly, I'm still playing Tales of Arise. I kind of laid off on Genshin Impact because, like my son wanted to play with him and he's not playing anymore already. Like young kids, they can't play a game more than twice anymore still. So I went back to my Tales of Arise and I'm still, super happy with it. I just finished the second region out of 4 or 5, I think. So always again a game that I recommend.
What about you, Adam?
I'm still playing Death Stranding, and yeah, that's basically it. A little bit of Final Fantasy 14 and Apex, but mostly Death Stranding. So yeah.
So, where are you on Death Stranding, Adam?
I kind of hit a section where I've kind of plateaued because I'm trying to complete everything as I go. So basically, what I'll do is I'll get my 5 stars from the area. So when you make deliveries, you get likes, and after a certain number of likes, you get a star, and you can get up to 5 stars with each location. So what I'll do is I'll get 5 stars for all the locations I have, then I'll play the next mission that'll usually introduce you to maybe 2 or 3 new locations, and then I'll get 5 stars on all those locations, and then I'll move on to the next one. So the story progression is actually probably going a little bit slower than it should be, because I think you're supposed to push on through and then, come back later and naturally get these 5 stars. But no, I want my reviews now. So I've been doing that. So yeah.
That was one of the complaints of saying that Death Stranding. The beginning is fast paced, the end is super fast paced, the middle is you have to go through the middle. The
Yeah,
middle is very
so
slow.
I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, and I do enjoy the deliveries, and that's one thing that's kind of funny is I'll sit there and I'll play, and I'll plan it out. I'll be at, say, Port Knot City or whatever, and I'll say like, okay, I'm going to, at the other end of the map, I have this place that only has 2 stars. I want to give it 5 stars, so I'm going to take all the orders for that place, and then I'll see some places along the route that have packages to be delivered, and I'm like, okay, I'll deliver those packages. And so I'll pick up those packages, and then I'll make my way around the map, and as I drop them off, I'm always like picking up new orders to see if there's anything in the direction that I'm going in. And inevitably, whenever I'll make it to wherever my destination is really quickly, and then something always goes wrong, and I just end up there for a really long time, and I don't make my whole circuit back for a really long time. Last time what it was is I was like, okay, I'm just going to do these quick things. It's not going to take too long. And I just had so many things I had to take the truck. I couldn't take the motorcycle. And I took it up in the mountains, and the truck does not get good traction. So I went up to the mountain, and the truck started sliding back down the mountain sideways. And it fell into a ravine and got stuck into a ravine. So then I had to, but then I was like, I don't want to lose all this stuff. So I have to find a way to get it out. So I couldn't get the truck out. So then I had to build a new truck, and then move all the stuff from the old truck to the new truck. And then that took forever. And then I drove off to, and then finally I got all my deliveries done there and went to the next area. And then the truck got stuck on a rock. And I was like, oh, crud, I need to do this again. And I had to build another truck and transfer everything over. And then I get to what do they call them? The junk, the guy who turns junk into good stuff. I finally get to him, and I know I have to go to his mother-in-law's house, and it's far away, and it's straight through BT territory. And I'm like, if I go through BT territory on the truck, I'm gonna get caught. So I'm just gonna put all my stuff on me, and then I'm gonna walk through it, because that's the safer way to do it. So I did it, and then like 10 feet from her house, it starts giving me this warning like all this cargo was lost, and I realized that I had traveled just like 10 feet too far from my truck. and the game was like, oh, your distance is too great from the cargo, so the cargo counts as lost, and I lost all the cargo that I was carrying. And this has happened to
Ouch.
me like twice. And so I'm like, Argh! It's real frustrating, but it's a lot of fun too, because it's one of those things where like you have to have a lot of patience, but if you're the kind of person with patience, you just kind of have to laugh it off and be like, whatever. This
Can
is
you
life, right? This happens all the time. You just pick it up and continue on and pick up the next mission. But the annoying part was after the only part that really annoyed me was after that I had to, what do you call it? I had to cancel the orders because now I lost all the stuff. I can't deliver it. And you can't cancel multiple orders at a time. So what I had to do is I had to open the pause menu, go to the orders menu, cancel the order. It takes me out of the pause menu, go back into the pause menu, go back, so I had to do this manually for like 20 different orders, and it was insane. But I'm enjoying it. I'm loving this game. This is fantastic.
Sounds
have you reached
interesting.
sorry,
Mm.
have you reached the point? I don't remember when, but you can like set up some kind of pylons where you can Tyrolean, in between
No, I haven't gotten zip lines yet.
zip lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten those yet. I've gotten the ramps. Those are a lot of fun. Where you can do the jumps. So, but no, I
With
haven't
your
gotten zip lines.
cargo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oui, I know.
And to answer Antoine's question, was it last week or the week before? The difference between the director's cut, apparently there aren't too many missions that are different, but there are a lot of quality of life improvements. For example, I guess there's a mountainous area that's kind of a pain to go through. So they've added a highway that goes through the mountains now, so that makes it a lot easier. They've added there was some downloadable content on the PC that was not available on consoles. That's on the console version of the director's cut now. They added some. You can rest while on your bike now. You don't have to get off your bike and then rest on the ground. You can just rest directly on your bike now. And then they have these little drone little dudes that walk around and kind of hum and sing as they make deliveries. And in the original game, I guess you can see them going out, but you never see them in the world itself. But now they've added them to the world. So when you're driving around, you might see these little drone things like grooving along. So, yeah.
Anton, what about you? Like you didn't tell us where you are in Tales of Arise.
Well, yeah, I just finished the second zone, which is the ice zone. So that's it. I just basically killed the second boss. So I don't really want to spoil the story because it's quite a recent game still, and it's very interesting.
People with
So
the story, if they want, they can say, "Hey,
it's a
spoiler
it's a,
section."
it's a story of rebellion. It's one party invading the other and completely dismantling every piece of culture they had for the past 300 years. So these people are generation upon generation of slaves. So it's very hard for them to rise. And so, of course, your hero does rise and join a rebellion in the first area. And of course, I will succeed and kill the first boss or kind of lord of the area. Each zone has specific elements assigned to them. So first one is fire, second one is ice. I guess I'm gonna see something else after. They all have a different way to repress the slave. So this first one is very, like brutish, just mine and die working, like overwork your slave. The second one is very insidious, they place spies and encourage people to turn upon each other. And as soon as you, I don't know, like give up your neighbor, the neighbor is sent to labor camp and you get a bit of money. That's how you live. So yeah, that's yeah, they're evil. The story, from what I understand, is that there's a noble cast of the invaders needs something equivalent to mana, or they call it astral energy, and they have this kind of contest every 10 years or 10 years, I think, and the one who basically has the longest wins and gets becomes the king. And the lady that you are playing with, because it's a duo, your guy used to be a slave and rise up. The lady used to be a noble from the palace of the enemy, and you don't know why, but she wants to kill all of the leader of the aristocrats. So you follow both of them, and they can only this guy can help her because she has some kind of curse where if you touch her, you get kind of say electrocuted. She has a curse, you can't touch her. And he for some reason is immune to pain, of course. Very classic, he has amnesia, so you don't know where it comes from. uh, when you find him, he has a full iron helmet on his face that he can't remove due to a blow from the first boss. Half of it is broken. That's why when you see the picture of him, he has half iron helmet on him. Why? No idea. So you don't really know where it comes from or anything. He lost his memory a year ago. So I'm sure that his story will be revealed later. Um, and yeah, basically that's it. So I just helped the rebels to win over the ice region and kill the boss, and now we are on our merry way to the third region.
How many regions in the game or in the story?
4 or 5, I think 4. I think it was 4. Yeah.
Oh, so you're like 50% of the game done.
Well, it's a Tales of, so liberating the four first region might be just the first half of the game, and then I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no clue whatever happened. The story is really well narrated, and as I mentioned last week, it's extremely fond of cutscenes. You do 2 steps cutscene, something else cutscene all the time. So you can't leave the story. You can't get bored. There's a lot of little side mission after it's a Tales of, and they repeat the same recipe for all the time from all the opus of Tales of, which is a great combat system, which is why you play Tales of. So the combat system is great. Um, it's hard really to explain if you never play the game, because you have a certain set of, let's call it martial skills or magical skills, and the more you practice them, the more stars you get for them, like from 0 to 5 stars, and you unlock move. Your 5-star basic move might be much stronger than an advanced skill with 0 star on it. The more you practice, the stronger you get. So this is based around this idea of improving each and every one of your martial skills. Yeah, and of course, lots of little way for you to get some skins. You find some little